Okay, I'm recording a video, guys. I'm recording a video, everyone. I've been just working on the world in general for, it feels like a month. It might have just been 3 weeks. Hope everyone's doing okay. That's just what we say right now, I guess. It makes sense. Yeah, so lots of back and forth between Blender and Godot trying to get everything working, but I'm just going to run through a bunch of little areas and just show you the world, maybe a little bit of the AI from the enemies, but that's basically what I've been working on. The AI was done weeks ago. It still needs brushing up, but yeah, so just grab some crap here. Technical term. So, playing around with flat shading versus Gorad, smooth shading, whatever. I can't remember which one's which. Smooth shading and flat shading, we'll call it that. But, you know, most people are aware that the way the vertices get split, it adds to the vertex count with flat shading, like I've got. So the entire world, according to what I've calculated, is about 11 million vertices, a little over. But, you know, it's something that I'm still running at 120, which is where I set my cap for now, because I know when it starts going down, that's when I gotta really watch my budget. Let's just do this. Okay, let's throw on some armor for regen. So basically the enemy AI is based on, you know, if the player is close enough to the entity, enemy, actor, or whatever you want to call it, they're basically going to look for you. If they see you, they will move towards you. They will be leaving, you know, breadcrumb trail, kind of typical kind of array of vectors where they've been, with kind of like a timer, so they just aren't spitting out every single frame, aren't making a keyframe. They'll also be doing a few ray traces left and right to see if there's an obstacle, so that when they have to go back, they can navigate back to where they were. I haven't put any kind of checks in for, whoops. Oh yeah, I forgot I had to fix a few things, but yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here. I broke a few things, like swimming's broken and some of the AI is broken. But I'm just getting distracted here. Ah! Okay, I gotta get out of here. So, as you can see, I'm drawing just a crap ton of everything. I actually was doing tests to see what the good balance point of versus how many objects, how many polygons, because feeding the CPU, feeding the GPU objects versus how many objects the GPU can draw, etc. And so basically I split this into, I think, 25 pieces of terrain. And the trees, I placed them all manually, and then I grouped them into something like 64 chunks of trees or rocks, kind of thing. So they're being culled. I don't have any LOD system going on. They're just being culled by the camera. But everything seems to be working okay. But swimming, as you'll see here, is a little broken because it's a massive water plane, and I was calculating how swimming was working based on area collision. But since the water plane is basically worldwide, I can just basically set that on a Y value or Z value depending on what application you're coming from. But yeah. So let's just jump up here. A little waterfall. It needs work. Work in progress. Still haven't worked on the audio like I need to. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go to another area, and so I'll pause the recording. Okay, so here we have another area. There are other races in the game, and I'm just gonna, it's pretty common. This is pretty much the orc area. So these are the orcs. Let's see. It's gonna take forever if I walk around because there's no gameplay in between. This is basically a big terrain, very few enemies. Okay. So orc, main orc keep. A quick look around, just because I kind of liked it. No orcs in the game yet. They're rigged and animated, but I have yet to get all the enemies in here. Very colorful. I was trying to kind of break away a little bit from that stereotype of the orcs living in the I kind of have it deserty up there, but I'm trying to make it more of a kind of its own different thing. I want it to be a little bit colorful, but I don't want to take away from that either. So let me go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll go to another area just to show that I have multiple areas, multiple environments. So this will be immediate view in 1 second. So here we are in, it may be hard to tell, but this is the swamp area. There's no effects really. Get to this graveyard in case I fall and die. There we go. So it has kind of like a similar theme with the trees. They're not quite the same. They're a little bit more sparse as far as the quote-unquote leaves, foliage is concerned. But yeah, so another little village up here. Not going to go too far into detail and everything. Caves, there's cave systems in place. Actual caves. Work on the AO because it's a little too tight in the corners. Edges. Nice and high up here. I'm not sure if you see, but there in the distance there's a ship just right above the glider. I'm pointing right at it with the nose of the glider now. I don't know if I'll make it over there. Drink the potion. But yeah, all in all, if anyone's just curious, I know these kind of things interest me because I'm a bit of a dork, but this came out to, in Blender anyway, it was 1,700,000 something triangles. I gotta add a timer to that glider so that people can't do this during the gameplay. And here is a piece of the gameplay not revealed yet. These are some shrines, but they're all over. I'm contemplating how I'm going to work those. I mean, I know how I'm going to work them. I'm not going to worry about talking about it now. But anyway, so here we have a little bit of a desert beach kind of area. I'll make it over to the village. Dogs, ship. The ship moves, but I haven't put that in there yet. And let's see. Pause the video again. So here I'm coming to the next kind of area. I've got a visible seam over here for the terrain. Been fighting to get that taken care of, but just not happening. Got a little lighthouse over here, but let's see if we can get into this other area. Oh, yeah, we can. I got rid of the something that was in the way here. Oh, okay, I got rid. There was like a semi-mini boss thing, but I got rid of it because it was just too much finicky trouble I had to keep working with before it was even ready to be put in the game. But I just got overly excited. I was like, "Oh, this is cool! I want to put it in." Feature creep. Yeah, so here we have another area. I don't have any big shadows, which back in the back you can see above my glider there's a light area, so shadows kind of bleed in with the fall off range because this is a big cavern. But here, ooh, too much. Oh, I got myself stuck. There we go. Still stuck. There we go. Another. Okay, drop the textures on the cobbles, but whatever. Got the idea. Another castle. There are a few. Well, two. Plus the orcs. Yeah, so. There's an upstairs as well, but I'm trying to keep this to a minimum. So we're pretty close to the other area. I'll just go over the hill here. You can already tell. Snowy area. And those shrines that I showed you earlier, they're all over the place. Just to show you another one. This one over here. So my point being was when I said I'm not sure how they're going to be worked into the game. I'm not sure if they're going to unlock trials when you go. They're somewhat like they've been around in all kinds of games, but the nearest thing I could think of is Elder Scrolls Online Dark Angers. But I'm not sure yet if I want them to unlock trials where you have to basically use your skills like your climbing and gliding and all that stuff and maybe fight a small boss, almost like a small dungeon thing. And those would be instants where you have to, and at the end you would get, like, you would increase an ability. So like the Chozo statues in Metroid, if anyone is familiar with that. Yeah, Jake, recording a video, talking to my boy, oldest boy. So yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some clipping in the back there. The view distance is only so far. I can increase it, but yeah. And this is all using one shader, so that's cool. For something this big to be able to render all that, you know, I'm fine with it. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not asking for people to subscribe and leave comments, but if there's things that you see that you don't like or do like, yeah, go ahead and say something, because that's very important for me to know a better way to take direction on this. Right now, it's pretty much, there's a lot of stuff going on still behind the scenes, but let me just, so the stuff's not going to be implemented until, you know, other things are implemented, so it's kind of hard to show those. And getting this world all laid out was a big part. Not really, I could have done that last, but yeah, I go back and forth. Sometimes you're just unmotivated and you want to do something else, so that's where I was. I worked on the AI for a while, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do some 3D. Albeit simple 3D, but, you know, planning everything, getting everything laid out the way it's supposed to fall into place, based on a scale. It is actually quite a bit of work. I said kite a bit of work, but you know, whatever. Don't have a script. I'm just trying to talk through all this stuff. Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, good. If you're interested in the game, cool. If you see things you don't like, definitely let me know. If you see things you like, let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna die now, and thanks for watching.